How do you know? Asked Odd. There was satisfaction and pride in the fox's voice as it said, Who do you think they were making sacrifices to? Odd brought the tool over to the lump of ice. He ran his hands over the ice, slippery as a fish. Then he began to attack the ice with the flint. The rock felt warm in his hands, hot even. It's hot, said Odd. Is it? Said the fox, sounding pleased with itself. The ice fell away under the flint axe, just as Odd had wanted it to. He hacked it into a shape that was almost triangular, thicker on one side than the other. The fox and the bear stood nearby watching. The eagle descended to see what was going on. Landed in the leafless branches of a tree, and was still as a statue. Odd took his ice triangle and placed it so that the sunlight shone through it on the white snow that drifted on the frozen pool. Nothing happened. He twisted it, tilted it, moved it around, and a puddle of light appeared on the snow, all the colors of the rainbow. How is that? Asked Odd. But it's on the ground, said the bear doubtfully. It should be in the air. I mean, how can that be a bridge? The eagle took off from the tree with a clap of wings and began to fly upwards. I don't think he's very impressed, said the fox. Nice try. Odd shrugged. He could feel his mouth pulling. He could feel his mouth pulling up into a smile, even as his heart sank. He had been so proud of himself, making a rainbow. His hands were numb. He hefted the stone axe, was about to throw it hard away from him, and then simply dropped it. A screech. Odd looked up to see the eagle plummeting towards them. He began to step back, marveling at the eagle's speed, wondering how the bird could pull out in time. It didn't pull out. The eagle hit the patch of colored light on the white snow without slowing, as if it was diving into a pool of liquid water. The puddle of color splashed and opened. Scarlet fell softly about them, and everything was outlined in greens and blues, and the world was raspberry-colored, and leaf-colored, and golden-colored, and fire-colored, and blueberry-colored, and wine-colored. Odd's world was colors, and despite his crutch, he could feel himself falling forward, tumbling into the rainbow. Everything went dark. Odd's eyes took moments to adjust, and when they did, above him was a velvet night sky, hung with 1 billion stars. A rainbow arced across it, and Odd was walking on the rainbow. No, not walking. His feet did not move. It felt as if he was being carried up the arch, going upwards, forwards, uncertain how fast he was traveling, only certain that he was somehow swept up in the colors, and that it was the colors of the rainbow that were carrying him along. He looked behind him, wondering if he would see the snowy world he had left, but he saw nothing but blackness, empty even of stars. Odd's stomach gave a sort of lurch. He could... He could feel himself dropping, and he turned his head to see the rainbow fading. Through the prism of colours, he saw huge fir trees, foggy and purple, and blue and red. And then the trees came into focus and found their own colour, a cool bluish green, as Odd tumbled off the side of a fir tree and down into a drift of snow. The scent of bruised fir tree surrounded him. It was daylight. He was wet and cold, but unhurt. He glanced up, but there was no sign of the rainbow bridge. Silently across the thick snow, the fox and the bear were walking towards him. And then, with a rattle and a clatter, the eagle landed on a branch beside him, making the snow on the branch fall flump onto the ground. The eagle looked less crazy now, Odd thought Odd. And then it looks bigger. Where is this place? asked Odd. But he knew the answer. Knew it even before the eagle threw back its head and screamed with delight and with relish and with keen dark joy. Asgard!